Hi guys, so welcome to my channel, and today we are going to be looking at handling missing data. So missing data is typical of real world data. If you come across data in courses, online courses, and of course like my YouTube channel, you will notice that data seems to look, nice for the most part, but that cannot compare to how messy real world data is. Now, to deal with real world data, you would have to handle the inconsistencies of data. And one of the inconsistencies is missing data. So today we'll be looking at techniques for handling missing data. And the first one we're going to be looking at is data imputation. So now we're going to impute data to the missing parts or the missing values in a pandas data frame. Now, it's important that we understand the intuition for using this technique. Now, let's assume you work as a marketing analyst and you have received data, and part of the data governance technique is that missing values will have a constant value. And say our constant value for numerical columns would be 0, right? And then constant values for categorical columns with categorical data would be unknown. So with categorical columns, we would have unknown as to represent for our missing data. Now, so let's go on and see how we'll do this. Again, let's remember that this is business case sensitive. It's ideal to understand the reasons why we use data imputation for missing values. It's not something you do just because. Right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our bio data. That's what we have created. This is the data we generated, and you can see we have this. And straight off, you can see that we have missing values already in our data. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to fill in with these missing values. But again, I want to know what features or columns have missing values. And so to do that, so I'll check for missing values. And to do that, I'll use the pandas isNull method. So my pandas data is my biodata underscore real, and I'm going to chain it with the isNull function. Now, the interesting thing about the isNull function that if you use it, it's going to output Boolean values that tell you if a column has any feature. So I'll just to show you a bit how it looks. So you see that if you look over here in salary, we have none. And so that means over here, you can see that there's a missing value, and it shows you that's true, right? So that's typically what this is. So we can look at this first and just hold on to this. Now, the next thing we can do is we can still use the same with our biodata underscore real and chain our isNull and column, then find a sum of all the null values. And this time it brings it out differently. Now it's going to bring out every column indicating the number of missing values in that column values. So you can see for this column, you can see that it's 1,000. For weight, you can see that it is 7,000. It's interesting because I had the feeling like we created missing values for Yeah, for educational status. Right. So I wonder the educational status does not have missing values, but that's fine. So what we're going to do is we are now going to fill in these missing values. And how do we do that? We will fill in missing values for age. And so here is going to be our directive, right, from say our chief data officer. And we are going to start off by saying, look, we're going to fill missing values. And in here, we're looking at, we have our numerical values. We have our numerical values. We're going to fill missing values with 0. Now, for us to get going, simple stuff is we will call this to fill them in with constants. So we're going to call this data bio data real underscore constant. So this is the data we're going to understand that this is what it looks like, right? Then we are going to say bio data, which is real, dot fill na. Now the fill na function, it fills NA or NaN values using a specific method. So that's what we're going to do. And that method is our decision that we've made. And so we'll open up here. And then the first thing we want to do is we're going to create, it's going to be like a dictionary, right? And we're going to say, we're going to fill in our missing values. And we're going to say, look, this is the data we're going to be filling in. So we know this is in here, and we're going to say age. No, not age. We're going to look at salary. And we'll put this here. Then we have our salary over here. And then we say we're going to put 0 there, right? The next is weight. So we're going to take this. And we're going to put it over here. Remember, we put it with a single quote. Could be a double quote if you feel like that works. And then we put 0 because they are both numerical. They are both columns with numerical values. And yeah, so if we had like educational status, we could have just simply put we'll do something like this. Like, because this is status, we can just put something like this. Just so you know that could work. And then we will say, look, what we'll have there is unknown. Right, so that would have been what we would use if unknown had missing values, but it doesn't. So you can now see that for educational reasons, that's why that works. So here we already have this. So let me run this, hopefully no error. Right, so next we're now going to look at our bio data with a constant, and then we'll look at the head of our data. You can see immediately, you can see that this already has 0.0 already. So this is typically how you would fill in missing values using a constant value, right? Remember, it's important. It is crucial that you understand the business case for filling missing values with a constant value. This decision might be made by the folks in the data team, and it could be anything. It could be a specific number, it could be a specific character, but this is what the intuition is for filling data with a constant value, and that's data imputation with a constant value.